Good evening, everybody. To plagiarise a very good friend of mine, somebody who I've known for 35 years, he once told me that if he was to lock his dog and his wife in the boot of his car, in Britain the boot is the American equivalent of the trunk. So, okay, if he was to lock his dog and his wife in the trunk of the car, he knows which one would be pleased to see him when he opened the trunk 2 hours later. Myself and Erekose have actually been friends on Facebook now for almost exactly a year. And one thing I would say about Erekose is that no matter the insults that I send him, he keeps coming back for more. He's always pleased to see me, always pleased to chat, and at times he tries to give as good as he can get, but of course he's no match for me. I'm older than him, I'm wiser than him and smarter than him. But anyway, during our near year of being friends on Facebook, we have discussed such a lot of things. In particular, we have discussed America. He particularly liked a video I did about the things that I liked about America, to which he responded with a video about the things that he liked about Britain. And that started off a huge debate over the nationality of the breakfast cereal icon, Captain Crunch. But we've also discussed American football. Erekose, as I've mentioned before, supports any team as long as he thinks it's going to win. Me, I've only supported one team right from the word go, right from the days of Brett Favre. I've always been a Packers fan, long before I'd ever heard of Manitowoc. We've also discussed things Scottish. I've even managed to put him in a kilt. We have, of course, discussed greatly things like Blackadder, and one of his favourite characters is, of course, Baldric, whose famous saying is, "I have a cunning plan, my lord." Another one of our favourites is to quote lines from the Big Lebowski. One in particular, which I'm sure everybody knows, is "Shut the up, Donny." But there's other lines as well, classic lines. We have, of course, discussed music at length. We've even discussed the subject that we're actually advertising to be discussing. We have, in fact, discussed making a murderer. And we do, although we agree, I would say, on almost 99% of the cases, I must confess I was one of the 20% that in Mark's survey reckons that the bones aren't Teresa's. But that's for another discussion. I'm also one of the ones that believe that, Occam's razor, you've only got to look at how the Holbecks have benefited to realise that there's certainly some suspicion there, let's put it this way. Some people have been more vociferous in their tone towards the Holbecks. At one time I was sympathetic, but I've been told far too much to share that view any further. I've also got concerns about Jerry Buting. Again, I've got more that I wish to say about that, but that's for another time. And one thing that is a little bit contentious, and I'm sure one or two people out there would agree with me, but I have been in contact quite a bit over the last, I would say, 8-12 months with the author of Beyond Avery Road, and thus far we have got on very well. And again, I've discussed Chad before. I realised that he divides opinions, but I think he is determined to find the truth, and therefore we have to sometimes let bygones be bygones. Anyway, as I was saying, me and Erekose, we've been friends for a year, and it was in a conversation with Mark that well, he actually started it off by saying that he was going to present Erekose with a mug, and I said, well, in that case then I'll have to do a t-shirt in his honour. And you have no idea the saga that has been. I thought it would be quite easy to get in touch with the printer that printed the Avery Salvage Yard t-shirts, but was unfortunate. I'm not going to say too much about that, but for those of you that know the situation, it's been a right epic, and I don't think the printer over there in Manitrock has exactly covered himself with glory, but never mind. My intentions, I thought I made them perfectly clear. He initially said yes, he wouldn't. Well, he initially said no, he wouldn't. I asked him what a minimum order was. He got back to me. I said, that's absolutely fantastic. I'm new to this. Can I have a couple of different colours and a few different sizes? And then then everything started to go pear-shaped, to the extent whereby I actually got in touch with the Charlie Berens, and he said that yes, his printers that do his t-shirts, I could get in touch with them, but he did point out that they rely on very large numbers of orders. So eventually I decided to go here in Tagala. I went to a gents outfitter and purchased some t-shirts. Went to a local printers, which is hardly more than a stone's throw away, and finally I got these back. It's been a bit of an epic day. I thought I wasn't going to get back in time. As it turned out, I literally arrived at the printers just as they were shutting up shop, and managed to pick up the 6 t-shirts. I've got them in a few different colours now. Unfortunately, I've only got extra large and extra large, because there's one for me, one for Mark, one for Erekose, which means that there will be 3 others available, and I'll let you know details about that. There's 1 or 2 things we need to sort out yet. Now, I must admit, Erekose hasn't got a clue what is the design of the t-shirt. He did think that it was something to do with Captain Crunch. However, Wee Angel has spilt the beans and told him that it's not Captain Crunch. So Wee Angel will be summoned by the headmaster very shortly to account for her disobedience. But I suppose the moment you've all been waiting for is what's on the other side of that t-shirt. Tune in next time. Bye for now.